Okay, guys, this is Sergio with Angler Chronicles and Ben with Accurate Fishing. Ben, we had 3 solid days of fishing here at Cedros.
Sergio,
Highlights.
thank you.
It's always
I
a pleasure.
appreciate it.
You know, we're brothers in fishing.
Yep.
Okay, and we picked another good place where we've been here before, and this time we fished with Toro at Cedros Sportfishing with Toro. Highly recommended.
Highly recommended. Toro's I'm not going to say anything. I'm just giving you positives on Toro. There's no negatives that I see right now. He's a hardcore fisherman. There's a lot of hardcore fishermen here that will catch a fish, but Toro's place it's a step above the other ones that I've been. And it's just the people that work here take care of me, constantly on me. They've got a bartender. They have beautiful ladies that are cooking over in the kitchen.
Well, you got free booze. Free
Wow.
massages.
Yep.
I mean, you just named so all the little extras
Yeah.
that we take for granted because we're always looking for the fish.
Yeah.
They've taken care of everything.
Yeah.
I'm heavily considering bringing Rhonda here.
The biggest thing that I saw that really turned me around was they have their own bait dock. So they have people that are out catching bait the night before, so you're not running outside and trying to catch bait prior to go fishing. You are fishing. So forget about the hour or the hour and a half if you have to catch bait. There is none of that. They come in, they bait you, you're on your way, and it's...
Yeah, they have their own bait receiver. That was a big plus. All right,
Yep.
So let's do this. 3 days.
Yeah.
Your take, highlights, what would you call it?
You know, I think of like the first day was like a warm-up day. It always is. Anywhere I go, wherever I'm fishing is always like a warm-up day, trying to figure out what's going on, trying to get a good outlook on what's happening. And we ran up, I would say up north, but not up the, what side of the island?
That was on the south side.
So south side of the island, we ran up and we found some good yellowtail fishing. We had excellent bass fishing. And I think some of the coolest things that I saw was we were in a bass bite, and it was Toro, me, and Sergio. And we caught a fish every single drop.
Every single cast.
For an hour.
Yeah,
at least
nonstop.
an hour. So,
and these were mixed. You had calico bass, sand bass, we had spotties.
Yep.
We had all kinds of weird fish.
Yeah, but the amazing thing was just like sitting there catching fish and just like going, wow, this is crazy. And the last drop, I hooked something else, and it was pretty much a crazy deal where I'm fishing with a 300 size bass reel, a bass rod, and it gets smoked. Like literally have to put my finger on the spool before I get spooled, grab a hold of the rod, pull back, and thinking, okay, I'll just break this fish off so I can. Fish turns around, comes back at me. It takes me about, 15 minutes, 10 minutes, whatever. I don't know how long it took. So the fish comes up. We get the fish in the boat. 28 pounds, 28.1 on a certified scale after it had been in the thing all day. And the most amazing thing is I caught it on
the bass rod,
which I wasn't expecting to. I didn't want to say that because he loves that stuff. But just telling you that the type of fishing that we saw the next day, from my perspective, right? He runs us out and we hear some stuff that's going on. And we fished off the airport a lot. I've been here a whole bunch with him. And
still on the south side end. So
right.
For some of you guys that know Cedros, you go on the south side past the airport or the landing strip, and then you have Wiley.
Yeah.
And you have San Agustin. There's 2 lobster type towns, and we've actually been on both of them.
Right.
Okay. And so
that's right.
San Agustin is the furthest one before you make the turn to go to San Benito.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I forgot, we didn't fish 3 days. We fished 3.5, almost 4.
Days. Right.
Yeah.
So that one day we went down south and we had a little bit of weather. Okay, but the fishing was phenomenal.
Yeah.
It's like they don't care. What I'm looking for, and then today we headed up north. So we covered the whole island.
But yesterday we had the same kind of fishing that was very similar when we had bird school fishing. And bird school fishing is like fishing foamers at home. So the bird schools would come up if you're not right on them and make the right cast. So you had to tune your cast. You had everything that had to be right. And when you made the cast, you had to get right where it had to be because the fish were up and down. And it was a pleasure fishing with Toro because Toro fished with us 2 days. and he was equally skilled with us on just being able to cast, get the bait to where it needed to go, the surface iron, and 2 cranks, and we were on. And we had 2 days, but today was completely the most nutsest thing I've seen down here.
Yeah, it was really nuts. Today, like I said, we headed up north, and we got all the way to Punta Norte and made the turn. I haven't done that in years. We got up there, and what we saw was, first of all, huge birds schools. Okay, huge. And then the fish just going nuts.
It was the craziest thing I've ever
On
seen.
3 occasions, we had Toro, we had Flaco, which was the captain, and we had you and me. So we had 4 anglers. On 3 or 4 occasions, all 4 rods were bent.
Yeah, no. And there was the second stop. I want to say the second stop. No, it might have been the third stop. I'm confused. There's so many fish. So we had one stop where I wound a fish to the boat and literally came off. I turned around and didn't make a cast. I just flipped it out and hooked another one, wound another one to the boat, right to the boat. We could see it. And we were releasing them anyways. Didn't matter. And then all of a sudden, I pop another one. And I'm like, okay, so 2 fish, just one after the other. So the third one, I was laughing because I go, I just lost this one too. And I made 2 cranks. One came up between me and Serge and ate the bait right up the boat.
We saw it eat.
It was amazing. It was an amazing bite. So we get 3 fish, and I think I cast it out and got 4 fish in that gig. And then
one after the other.
Yeah, like I told Sergio, I said my arms hurt and I can't breathe. I'm old, so it was cool. And we ended up like, he's like on it. Toro's like, hey, we got to go. Him and Flaco see another group. So we run over to the other group, and the other group we cast into. We get a couple more fish out of that other group, and we turn towards the other boats. And Toro goes, hey, he's right there. He's right there. And I make another cast, and I hook this thing. And instantly I'm thinking, man, I must have not set my drag right.
Right.
And it started just mowing me. Wah! And I'm like, hey, push forward. He pushes forward a little bit with the boat, get the thing situated. And the rest was just like.
And how many, and that was the big one of the day.
Yeah.
You know what, a little bit over 37 pounds.
Yeah.
Okay, that's a solid fish.
Yep.
Okay, I mean, 37 pounds. And folks, we're not telling you it's 37. We weighed it.
Yeah, they're all weighed on IGFA scales from the guys from Southern California Tuna Club. And then Andrew Mack he's an IGFA representative.
Right,
yep.
So and plus the one that they have here is also.
We weighed it on 3 scales because they were all doubting each other. It was a great thing. But we weighed the same all the way through.
So I'll tell you what, for me, this trip, what really put the finishing touch, I've been to Cedros
more than me.
Dozens of times.
Yeah, okay? I've been coming here a while.
For 17 years. And what set this trip apart was, number one, that gorgeous broomtail grouper.
Oh, we forgot to talk about that.
The broomtail grouper, we're guessing 80 to 90 pounds, somewhere in there. Solid 75.
Yeah.
It could be as much as 90 pounds for a broomtail grouper. It's funny because Toro said, let's go catch a grouper. And I'm going, okay. Didn't really believe him. And he goes, this beach right here. And boy, one cast.
No, but tell him the other part of this whole thing, how he knew.
Okay, well, I'm getting there.
Yeah.
I go, so how do you know they're here? And he goes, well, he's a spear fisherman. He said he goes down there on a regular basis and sees hundreds of them. I go, oh, wow.
Beautiful fish.
Beautiful fish. So, we brought it up, we took a picture, and then gently put it back in the water, released it. You guys are going to see it in the episode.
Stoked.
It went healthy and strong. A kick of that tail. The reason they call it broomtail, that's a big tail.
Yeah.
Went down, no problem. The other thing that really caught my attention on this trip is this large halibut.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Andrew Mack pulled in a 54 and change. Today he got another 30 some odd and change.
Yeah.
And there was a lot of fish, 20 to 40 pounds, okay?
Yeah.
During our trip in all the different boats. So halibut is
There's a 20, a 30, 21, a 38, 54, and a 35.
Right, at least that I know of.
And I'm not talking about focusing on fishing for halibut for hours. It was going in, this is a halibut spot, putting something down, and boom,
something down. The real successful fishermen were using live bait, but you caught yours on the hookup bait.
No, I caught mine on a
Oh.
hook up bait dragging, like you're saying,
Dragging.
just dragging it. But I know Andrew Mack was fishing live mackerel, and he had a stinger hook on the back of the mackerel, and he caught several fish that were.
So anyway, Cedros
studs.
is back. I know
Yeah.
people were doubting it. Really fun 3 days of fishing.
Yep.
And my recommendation, come fishing here at Sport Fishing with Toro. Cedros Sport Fishing with Toro really has set a new bar, okay? And when you look at Toro, what really fascinates me about him, he's young, he's hungry, and he's an unbelievable fisherman.
No, he's a fisherman through and through.
It's almost
Yeah.
like we're passing batons.
Yeah.
That's somebody who's definitely going to run.
No, I love what I like. He pushes me like I would say I'm an experienced angler, and I get on the boat with a young gun like that, and he's doing his stuff, and he makes me better. So you can learn from him, you can be enthused by him, and you can have a better fishing adventure with fishing with people that are going to push you. Toro and his captains push their people that they're fishing with, and it's an unbelievable experience.
And the other thing, and this is I think is a tall tale sign. Here on Cedros, they have a yearly tournament. All the locals, everybody gets involved.
Do you want to say this?
Yes, I'm going to say this, okay? The last 10 years he's been competing. In the last 10 years, he's won 8 or 9, I believe, of the tournament.
Wow.
That is most number of yellowtail, and the reason it's the most is they donate the yellowtail to the local poor here,
Yeah.
okay? So they get to feed. And also the biggest yellowtail. And he has won all these years in a row.
Yeah.
That tells me he knows his island.
And he's seen a lot of 50s. So it's like I come here to try to catch something over 40. I've been on that 40 mark for a while. I want to catch that one over 40. He's seen some 50s. That to me is a trophy fish that I will go through and chase forever. Because it's a different fish.
Well, I think we discover a new place we want to come back to. So
Yep.
hopefully we'll be coming back soon and maybe get you that 50.
I'd
Sounds
love
good?
to. Yeah.
All right. Well, listen, Angler Chronicles had an amazing time here. Remember, Cedros Sport Fishing with Toro, by far the best. I have been several places here. I'm telling you, the best.
Hey, so if you want to hit me up, you can hit me up at Accurate. You know where I'm at. I'll give you the full rundown on what's going on too. But we'll make sure that you at least try the place because you know what? You're going to really trip on the view. You walk out of your room and the view is of the entire harbor and bay.
The amenities are insane.
Yep.
All right. And it's going to pamper you. And at the end of the day, that's not a bad thing.
No, the massage at the end of the day is woohoo!
Really
Yeah.
All right, on behalf of Angler Chronicles, Ben, myself,
Yeah.
thank you, Toro, for inviting us to this trip. It was unbelievable. I also want to thank everybody that came out. We had, let's see, we had Andrew, we had Derek, we had Mike, we had the trio, Randall,
Rat.
Holly, and Harry.
And you had
Okay.
JJ and Jay.
JJ
John, and Joe.
Okay, from the Southern California Tuna
Tuna
Club.
Club.
So thanks for coming out. Angler Chronicles, we'll see you next week.